The kitchen smelled of burnt toast and regret when Sarah shuffled in, her slippers scuffing the hardwood floor. I stood by the counter, the envelope in my hand, a thin white rectangle that felt heavier than it should. My pulse thudded in my ears, drowning out the hum of the refrigerator. "Explain," I said, my voice low, barely steady, as I slid the envelope across the table. Her eyes locked on it, and she froze, her coffee mug trembling in her grip. The air thickened, like the moment before a storm breaks. She didn't move, didn't speak. Her face, usually warm with morning grogginess, was a mask of shock, her lips parting as if to form words that never came. I wanted to scream, to shake her, to demand answers, but my body betrayed me, rooted to the spot. The envelope sat between us, an accusation in crisp, unopened paper. I'd found it tucked inside her coat pocket last night, hidden beneath a scarf, the name Daniel scrawled in her careful handwriting. No address, no stamp, just a name that wasn't mine. The silence stretched, unbearable. My mind raced, replaying the past few months. Her late nights at the office, her distracted smiles, the way her phone screen dimmed the moment I entered the room. I told myself it was stress, that her new project was demanding. I'd ignored the way her laughter had grown rare, how her touch felt like an afterthought. But now, with that envelope staring up at me, every doubt I'd buried clawed its way to the surface. "Mark," she finally whispered, her voice cracking like thin ice. "It's not what you think." Her eyes darted to the envelope, then back to me, pleading, but there was something else there. Guilt, maybe, or fear. "Then what is it?" I asked, my throat tight. I wanted her to have an explanation, something mundane, something that would make this moment dissolve into a misunderstanding. But the tremor in her hands, the way she avoided my gaze, told a different story. She set the mug down, the ceramic clinking against the table. I was going to tell you." Her words were slow, deliberate, as if she were stepping through a minefield. "Daniel, he's just a colleague. We've been working on something together." "Working on something," I repeated, the words tasting bitter. "In an envelope you hid in your coat? With his name written like it's a love letter?" My voice rose, sharp and jagged, cutting through the quiet. I hated how it sounded, how it betrayed the ache in my chest. Her face crumpled, and for a moment, I thought she might cry. But she didn't. Instead, she straightened, her jaw tightening. "It's not a love letter," she said, her tone firmer now, almost defiant. It's complicated." "Then uncomplicate it," I snapped, leaning forward. The kitchen felt smaller, the walls closing in. The morning light streaming through the window caught the dust motes in the air, making them dance like tiny ghosts. I could still smell the faint lavender of her shampoo from last night, when we'd lain side by side, pretending everything was fine. She took a breath, her fingers twisting together. "Daniel's been helping me with something personal." "Not like that," she added quickly, seeing my expression darken. "It's about my dad." I blinked, caught off guard. Her father had died 2 years ago, a sudden heart attack that left her shattered. I'd held her through the grief, through the sleepless nights when she'd sob into my chest. "What about your dad?" I asked, my anger faltering, replaced by a creeping unease. She hesitated, her gaze dropping to the envelope. There's something I found out. About his estate. Papers he left behind. Daniel's been helping me sort through it, because there's stuff I didn't want you to know yet." My stomach twisted. Stuff like what? The question hung heavy, and I realized I wasn't sure I wanted the answer. Her father had always been a sore spot, a man of secrets and sharp edges. Sarah had loved him fiercely, but their relationship was a tangle of loyalty and resentment. "It's not important right now," she said too quickly. "I just needed time to figure it out before I told you." "Time?" I laughed, a harsh, hollow sound. "You've had months, Sarah. Months of sneaking around, hiding things. And now you're telling me it's about your dad? Why not just tell me? Why hide it?" My hands were shaking now, and I shoved them into my pockets to keep from slamming them on the table. "Because I didn't want to hurt you," she burst out, her voice raw. "I didn't want you to look at me the way you're looking at me now, like I'm a stranger." Her eyes glistened, but she blinked the tears away. "I know I should have told you. I know. But it's not what you think. I swear, Mark, it's not." I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But the envelope sat there, a silent witness to my unraveling trust. I reached for it, my fingers brushing the paper, and she flinched as if I'd struck her. What's in it then? I asked, my voice low, dangerous. If it's not a love letter, if it's just about your dad, then open it. Show me. Her breath hitched, and for a moment, I thought she'd refuse. But then she nodded, slow and resigned, and reached for the envelope. Her hands trembled as she tore it open, revealing a single sheet of paper. She unfolded it, her eyes scanning the words before she slid it toward me. It was a letter typed formal. Not a love note, but a legal document, a notice from a lawyer about her father's estate. Words like inheritance dispute and undisclosed assets jumped out at me. My relief was immediate, a flood of air rushing into my lungs. But it was short-lived. At the bottom in her handwriting was a note. Daniel, meet me tonight. We need to finish this. Finish what? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The room felt colder now, the sunlight too harsh. What's going on, Sarah? She didn't answer right away. Instead, she stood, pacing to the window, her arms wrapped around herself. There's money, she said finally, her voice distant. A lot of it. Money Dad hid. Offshore accounts, investments, things he never told Mom or me about. Daniel found out through a contact at the firm. He's been helping me track it down. Why didn't you tell me? I asked again, softer this time, but the hurt was still there, sharp and raw. I'm your husband. Why keep this from me? Because it changes everything, she said, turning to face me. Her eyes were wide, desperate. Dad wasn't who I thought he was. He lied to us, to everyone. And now there's this money, and it's dirty, Mark. I didn't want it to touch us. I wanted to protect you. Protect me. I stepped closer, my voice rising again. By lying? By sneaking around with some guy I barely know? You think that's protecting me? The betrayal wasn't infidelity, but it stung just as deep. She'd shut me out, built a wall between us, and I hadn't even noticed it going up. I didn't know how to tell you, she said, her voice breaking. I thought I could handle it, fix it, make it go away. But it's bigger than I thought. And now, she trailed off, her gaze dropping to the floor. Now what? I pressed, my heart pounding. The air felt electric, charged with the weight of what she wasn't saying. Now there's someone else involved, she whispered. Someone who knows about the money. Someone who's been watching us. The words hit like a punch. I stared at her, the kitchen blurring around me. The envelope, the letter, Daniel. It wasn't about an affair. It was worse. It was a secret that could destroy us both.